Hello, my loving souls. This is Olesya again, and it's such a beautiful day today. It's kind of very interesting. We have some clouds, and we have some breeze, so it's very pleasant, and I'm in this beautiful nature. So we are continuing with my story. I'm continuing with my story, and I recorded a couple last videos, and they're just kind of I recorded and wanted to post them. However, I decided that very important item, kind of very important things we need to discuss before we proceed further because in my videos I will be further going into metaphysical aspects and kind of new knowledge that I was acquiring from metaphysical literature and different whatnot resources, right? So, and I thought it would be important for you guys to understand kind of my, I'm looking at the hummingbird as it's flying by, it's so beautiful. So I thought it would be important for you guys to understand my kind of background and upbringing as well in kind of maybe religious aspects as well. As I'm deeply aware that people from different backgrounds and different beliefs and different opinions and views are watching my videos, and I just wanted to make it very clear that this is kind of like the natural world. This is natural, the state of things where we are born. We are created very unique in our own essence, right? So all of us have very unique qualities, very unique gifts, and from that we have a unique experiences and obviously experiences and unique environments, and this is natural kind of flow things that all of us will have different views and beliefs and opinions and whatnot, but this is the beauty of things, right? So we are different, and in many ways we're very unique and special. And I want to just accentuate this point that it's beautiful. It's in any way it's a bad thing. I think it's the beauty even in nature. If you notice nature, there are different kinds of flowers and different types of birds. I always compare us to nature, right? Because there are roses, and there there are some tulips, and they're beautiful in their own colors, right? Some are red, some are purple, some are green, some are white and whatnot, like different varieties, different colors, different type of ecological environment that they're growing in, right? So beauty is in everything, and I wanted to make it very clear that I'm very embracing it. I'm very like welcoming different beliefs and different opinions and different perspectives in life. And from since we're going to go kind of in metaphysical state of things, right? Like kind of through metaphysical, I would say part of my journey. It's not my entire journey, as I would say. It's part of my journey, and we as we move. And then there are some aspects of Buddhism, and there are some aspects of Christianity. And Christianity was very strongly present in my upbringing. Especially kind of like in recent years before these changes started to take place. I just love the diversity of us, right? So anyway, let's then go again into my childhood. So I was born in USSR, and my mom and my grandmother, these are the women that raised me for majority of the time, right? I had a stepfather and whatnot, so our household was kind of religious. We believe in God. My mom and my grandmother believed in God, and I was baptized when I was. I just actually called my mom today to really get the facts straight. Like, Mom, when I was really baptized. So she said that I was baptized before I turned 1 year old, and it's kind of like I was born in Russian Orthodox, as I mentioned in my previous videos, and so I was baptized before I was 1 year old, and it's kind of like an Orthodox tradition for the baby not to have like bad juju and just being under God and whatnot. So we baptize in our in our culture. However, so even though my great grandmother, she was very religious, my mom and my grandmother Raya, the grandmother who is the world to me, and she's the one who came through that psychic medium reading. She and my mom basically believed in God, believe in higher force, but didn't really go to church religiously. Maybe on Easter, kind of like Easter churchgoers, right? But I went quite a few times with my great grandmother Vera. As from my prior video, you remember that she was living in a village, right? And so she took me to that local church, and I was walking with her through those rural fields. It took us more than an hour to get to that church, and the churches were beautiful. As you know, in Russia, you can look them up. They're very beautiful. As you walk into church, there's a lot of like gold and a lot of representation of saints, right? So it's Jesus and Mary and whatnot. So I was growing up already kind of believing in the higher force, believing in God, but it's more not like a believing strong conviction, because as you kid, you basically kind of try to believe in things, whatever other people are telling you. It was not, the belief was not like conscious. So I knew there was some God in there, and some kids, I think, have kind of understanding that God is this gray bearded man who is sitting at the gate, and on his throne, in his power and his majesty, and he's basically how can I say he's ruling the world, that's about it for my religious background in Russia. When I moved to United States, and it was in 2005, I used to go to kind of a local Lutheran church where Lutheran, if I pronounce it correctly. So I always had the problem. Yeah, I still have some problems with some pronunciations and whatnot. So it was a Lutheran church, little Lutheran church in the town that I was for the first, I would say, 10 years of my life in United States. And then when I basically moved, I started going to another kind of Maranatha chapel. But again, it was not like, I think in Lutheran church, I was trying to go there. We're trying to go there as often as possible, but they were periods of time, like I would go to church for, let's say, every Sunday for, let's say, for a few months, and then I would stop, and then I would not go to church. And then when I moved out from the first town into a different location, I started attending some, chapel, a local chapel as well. And it was also kind of as I felt to go, because I think you shouldn't do anything that is, that is not coming from your desire of doing this, because you're kind of going against yourself. So I was attending that chapel occasionally, also not very often. And let's say a few years fast forward, there was during, let's say I stopped going to any type of chapels or churches and whatnot. Maybe I visited a couple of Greek Orthodox churches with my friends. But then I stopped going for a while, and then during COVID, this pandemic, kind of a lot of things were closed up, and I, even though I attended some events during that time that were, that were as well like vibrant and lively, I also kind of was missing this, I would say, big social factor. And me and my friend, I remember we walked into another church that was open during that time, because many of facilities and many of the churches were closed at that time. So we were going there. I was going to the, so we went to this church, and I'm not going to say the names of the churches, really, it doesn't matter. So it was, the chapel was Christian non-denominational, and the church was Christian non-denominational. So I went there with my friend for the first time during COVID, when we had prolonged period of time when all the everything was closed, and we walked in this church, and there is like such a big entertainment. There is like a music, there is a band playing, and there's so many people, so many beautiful people. There's so many young people, basically without masks and whatnot. So it was kind of like in that point during pandemic, I saw what we had to go through. So some of us anyway, so it's kind of sensitive subject. I don't want to go there. Some sensitive subject for for many people. So I don't really want. Maybe I'll explore it later down the road, but it's not really the point right now. So we went to this church, and it was kind of very entertaining and very, beautiful at some point. And it was kind of like a concert, like a, very good venue and stuff. And I had fun, and I started going to that church for a while. And then I saw some things that even though through my type of occasional going to church, I was reading Bible, and I read Old Testament, I think, from cover to cover, and then I've read some New Testament in the Bible. However, there are some things that really, how can I say, as you know, as I mentioned in last videos, I always question things, and I always kind of keeping an open mind and whatnot. And I think at some point I just stopped going to church and started basically going in, more spending time with myself and asking myself what is right for me. And I think it's a good thing to do, right? Occasionally we maybe when we are so dived into something, we occasionally, I think it's a good thing to kind of step back and question and evaluate and recharge and whatnot. And so that's when I started going into metaphysical stuff. And so for some people who are watching, my story is going to, as I mentioned previously, so I really value the openness. I really value the keeping an open mind and whatnot, and questioning and wondering and researching and being curious about things, and just kind of not being stuck in one in one position. So that's when I started going into metaphysical stuff. And in my story down the road, I will demonstrate. So we're going to go through metaphysical things, and again, the story will be intertwined with kind of like Buddhism, with some meditation practices and whatnot. And there's going to be some like Christianity, and there's gonna majority of this will be kind of into energy. And So as I started, basically as I stopped going to that last church, and I started more exploring things on my own, and researching the energy, I came to realization. So I came into the aspects of the consciousness, right? The energy, the information, the cosmic hologram, right? So everything is energy, everything is information, everything is just moving, transforming, changing, and whatnot. Like everything is transmuting. And to me personally, I don't have a specific kind of I'm not set up on the name for God, right? So so the name doesn't really matter to me that much. You can call it divine consciousness, divine intelligence, God, the higher force, the higher power, the you know what I mean. So I love to call it divine consciousness, because I think it is consciousness. I think it's intelligent. It's so intelligent. It's and the intelligence is infinite, right? And it's so and I will go in explaining to you kind of more details how I came into. So there were some specifics about these concepts and views and beliefs. So through this video, I just wanted to make it clear that I welcome, I embrace it, and I just value that all of us are different, right? And with those differences, for me, the most important item is that let me go a little bit back as well. When, let's say, I was interested in politics at some point, as I told you in my previous video as well, I noticed there were a lot of like arguing and fighting and whatnot, and I was involved in some arguments. I was kind of standing for things that were right to me, and I noticed we at those times of either political, economical environment, what's happening in the country and whatnot. We have these truths for ourselves, and we think those truths are right. And sometimes we, in order for us to stand right for those truths, right, that we set up in our perception. So, in our formed perception, we in many cases we start kind of standing our ground, or standing for what's right to us. And by that, in many cases, I notice that we are not very open to some people's let's say a different opinion or a different type of point of view. And I really re-evaluated this concept, and I think so everyone is is different. Again, that's kind of like the natural point of things. But I believe that in those differences, it's the beauty of us to kind of come together, right? Kind of bring our differences together, discuss our differences, and without judgment, without any type of argument, without any type of hurtful disagreement and whatnot, without this negativity. Just basically discuss the items, and with an open mind, and try to understand each point of view. And if you don't understand someone, that it's completely fine. I mean, again, that's the beauty of this. And so with this video, I just want to and with as the story progresses, in any way I would like to show just one side of the story. I kind of want to be open to all, right? And I kind of want to show show how the journey was taking me, right? And I would like to bring this unity into us. I would like for us to be open to things. And as you would listen, my videos will combine kind of combination of things. It's not just one thing. It's not just, let's say, practices from Buddhism like meditation and stuff. There's going to be some metaphysical aspects, or maybe there are going to be some Christian aspects intertwined. And you know, like in the experiences that I'm going through, even the experiences in politics at that time that I experienced, right? So those are kind of like the learning lessons. Those are like stepping stones for me, because through politics I also discovered and saw some things that are helping me to understand the world better today. So I would like for us, especially the ones, especially people who, let's say, set in their belief system, just again listen with an open mind and see how this journey progresses. I would say at this point of time, if you ask me, Olesya, what is your religion for today? Well, my religion is love, right? So I think that's the, I'm getting so emotional because in the prior things, I witnessed some non-loving things, and sometimes very hurtful. Like we sometimes in this let's say argument or passion, we may say hurtful things to each other, and I believe that love is what unites us all, right? So love is unity, and that's what my videos kind of love will be present through my presentations and whatnot. So sorry, I just being emotional. I shouldn't possibly apologize about this, because we all, we are who we are. We should openly express our feelings and whatnot. But feelings, yes, that's expression, right? So, but feelings, we can express our opinions, we can express our beliefs, we can express our points of view, but kind of with love and care, and not really pushing the point across of each other. If another person is closed and they don't want to listen to this, I wouldn't push my point across. I may say it like a couple of times or whatnot, but if you see the person is closed, they're closed, it means it's not the time for them, or it's not however, I never underestimated the power of planting a seed. So you can say some things, and you think that those things maybe this person didn't get the point across, or they just didn't resonate with them, and they're closed at that point. Still, there might be just one word, just even one expression that can be as a seed, right? You're planting the seed, so never underestimate the power of the seed. And that seed, maybe that word, or maybe that expression of you when you were talking to this person, kind of resulted in something else, right? Maybe that person down the road, they started thinking about this concept, and maybe this revelation came to them because of your discussion with this person earlier. That revelation came to them in a few years even, right? So you never you never know. Like, each seed is different. Each seed requires its own time to really kind of put the roots down and get up to the light and start basically growing. So I would say the intent for my videos not to not to show just one point of view. The intent of my videos is really kind of grab the different experiences, different concepts, different type of points of view, and maybe using some of them, but in combination, right? It's never like one thing. It basically intertwines and it changes and transmutes it, and it's basically evolves, and it transforms into something else, and it transmutes into something else, because we are in the energy world, and that's how things work, as I also mentioned in my previous video. So some beliefs, what I was believing before, right, 5 years or a few months back even, they're no longer the beliefs that I believe in. But the more I was kind of immersing myself in this journey, the more I understood the strongest, the highest vibration that unites us all is love and peace, And so when I start talking about this, it's just like I get so like emotional. I just feel there is like a, it's coming to the surface. Maybe it's some videos I will start crying and whatnot, but it's a good cry. So they're good tears, it's tears of overwhelming love and unity for all living things. And I think it's just we as a society, we've been very harsh on ourselves. We were very harsh with our neighbors or friends who we did not agree with, So, but I think it's kind of like some things come to the end, and I would like to. I would like to start promoting it's not like an agenda, but it's a natural desire to start promoting peace and love and acceptance and joy and happiness, because the world is trying to tear us apart. The world is trying to just keep us secluded from each other, and kind of try to kind of put us against each other, right? So in politics, are you Republican or you Democrat, or you this or you that? You in the pandemic, are you pro-vaccine or you're against vaccine? Are you pro-mask or you're against mask? Well, I would say I'm pro-love. I'm pro-love, pro-unity, pro us just coming with our differences and just being in that flow of creative force, because we are really powerful. We are really powerful with our differences. We create beautiful things, and so on this note, I just with this note, I just would like to thank you for listening. I had to get it out of my chest. So with that kind of an idea and thought, we are moving forward to with my videos. So because there are going to be some deep discussions about some items, there will be some elements, again, as I said, from kind of different cultures and different belief systems. And we'll go into crystals, and we'll go into cards, and we will go into some other aspects, but above all is love, right? So let's try to listen with an open heart, as I am trying to share this information with an open heart, trying to be very transparent and kind of like explaining where I'm coming from. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you spending this. Well, I would have to take 2 videos out of this part 1 and part 2 again, because we're almost almost at half an hour time frame. But again, I'm very appreciative for you, you spending your precious time and watching my updates. And there are a lot more to follow. But I think it's a good start for us to really start diving into things, right? So I just wanted to get it off my chest, and I did right now. So have a blissful day, and I'm really thankful for all of you, and let's spread love and peace into this world. Let's just spread love, you know. So again, I'm gonna start crying. Okay, have a good day. Bye bye.